If you are into history and religion, a trip to Mizyara will not be complete without a visit to its famous Marian shrine, Our Lady of Mizyara. The shrine consists of a statue of the Virgin Mary that stands at the entrance of the village. Marcel Chagouri, a native of Mizyara, built the shrine in 1979. It was consecrated by Bishop Antoine Joubert on September 6, 1992. The entrance to the shrine is guarded by two angels carved from limestone. The shrine also includes sculptural representation of Christ's baptism, wedding at Cana, and the Last Supper. It is located right at the entrance of the village, so you won't miss it. Even if you are not a Catholic or a Christian, you'll surely appreciate the beautiful architecture as well as the intricate and almost lifelike statues of Mary, Jesus, angels, and other saints. She is like the lily of Hamlaya, grown as a bud in the land of Jrabta and will grow thanks to the sky. Rafqa was born in Hamlaya on June 29, 1832, on the feast of Saints Peter and Paul. She was baptized as Boutroussiye, the feminine version of Peter in Arabic. She was the only child of her parents. Her mother died when she was 7 years old, and her father struggled financially. He sent Boutroussiye away to work as a servant for 4 years in Damascus. When she returned home, she found her father had remarried. At 14, her stepmother and her aunt were arranging for her to marry, but she did not want to marry. She wished to become a nun and went straight to the convent of Our Lady of Liberation at Bikfaya. Her father and stepmother tried to persuade her to come back home, but she refused and asked the mistress of novices to excuse her from seeing them. She took her temporary vows on March 19, 1862. She was assigned to be in charge of the kitchen service in the Jesuit school at Ghazir, where she spent 7 years. In 1860, some Jesuit priests invited Boutroussiye and another nun to assist them in their mission in the village of Deir el-Amr. It was a time of civil unrest. She founded a school at the request of Antoun Isa. He wanted her to come to his town to educate the girls. The school grew to have up to 60 girls, and Boutroussiye stayed there for 7 years fulfilling this mission. She entered the convent of St. Simon and Aitu. In 1872, she took her perpetual vows of obedience, chastity, and poverty and took the name Rafqa after her mother. She was an example to her fellow sisters. She was always in prayer and was silent and hard work. The sisters worked manual labor, harvesting vegetables and grain. They also cultivated silkworms and sewed vestments for the churches. After 14 years at this convent, Sister Rafqa felt that she was called to bigger sacrifices. She asked to be closer to God and to share in Jesus' passion. God answered her prayers immediately. That night, she felt a terrible headache, which quickly spread to her eyes. She suffered this way silently for 12 years, and it caused her to lose her sight. Her superior sent her to be examined by many doctors, all of which concluded they could not do anything to help her. An American physician was consulted, and he decided that surgery was necessary for Rafqa. Rafqa refused anesthetics and instead offered up the pain. During that surgery, the doctor accidentally pulled her whole eye out. Rafqa didn't complain. Instead, she continued to pray. The pain was in her left eye, and surgery did not help. Gradually, she became blind. She did not let the suffering isolate her from the other sisters. Rafqa continued to work, spinning wool and cotton and knitting stockings for the other sisters and participating in prayer. One day, Rafqa notified the Mother Superior of great pain in her waist. Although she was blind, crippled, and suffered unbearable pain in her body, Sister Rafqa always thanked God for making her a part of His divine pains. Then, on March 23, 1914, she passed away and was buried in the convent's cemetery under the oak trees. She served God for 81 years. She was beatified on June 10, 2001 by Pope Saint John Paul II.